Coach, you've been doing this for 6 decades. What do you enjoy most about coaching?
Probably the interaction every day with the kids. I just, you hear so much about the kids today. And the kids today are great. The ones I'm coaching are anyway. And this year's team is really enthusiastic. I mean, they get mad if we don't have a morning practice, for example. And you can probably recall it yourself. I mean, we used to have to twist arms to get kids to do double workouts. But I have a very enthusiastic group this year, and they're just fun, and they work their tails off. So that's what makes it fun.
You definitely had to twist my arm. My brother was probably a more willing participant, but you have over 600 wins, 4 state titles, more than 20 district championships. What are you most proud of?
Not the wins and so on. The thing I'm most proud of is my family. As you know, I lost my wife a couple of 7 years ago now. Oh my gosh! And so I don't want to sit around and be a couch potato. So this keeps me going, and having Allison helping me, and Mike, who was a very good swimmer for us, but he's down in the Maryland area. But they've been very supportive. But I think I'm most proud of that, and I'm most proud of the kids like yourself that have gone on to be just successful people in life. And I think a lot of the stuff that they learned through interscholastic athletics and extracurricular activities when they were in school, I think really has a lot to do with having successful and well-rounded people. So that's probably what I'm most proud of.
If a young coach came up to you and asked, Mr. Snyder, how do I build a successful program and sustain it year after year after year, what would you say the biggest keys are to doing that?
Get yourself an age group program and get a lot of young, enthusiastic coaches. A lot of them may be former swimmers in your program. For example, this year we have 300 kids in our age group program.
Wow.
250 swimmers, 50 divers, 50 age group divers. And a lot of them are coached by former Wilson swimmers and divers and water polo players, and in our water polo program. And the other thing is have a water polo program too, because one feeds off the other. I mean, 90% of our kids have played polo, swim, and vice versa, both boys and girls. And with the success of one, it rubs off on the other. And plus, I've never been one for the year-round beat them up so much, especially when they're really young kids. I think kids like elementary school and even into maybe 7th and 8th grade should be just trying everything, not specializing. I've always been a proponent of that. But water polo and swimming, so I'd say establish a really good feeder program. Get great coaches to work with them to keep the kids enthusiastic. I think we've hung our hat here at Wilson on. I've seen so many programs where, like, when they get to be 13 and 14, for example, now they have to do 100 butterflies and all that, and they drop out. And we've had a very, very little dropout rate. I mean, the kids that come through our age group program, that's why our number, we have 80 kids on our high school team this year between the boys and the girls and the divers. So, so we're not hurting for numbers, and it's mostly the result of our feeder of our age group program.
Sometimes I wonder how I survived your practices. I'm certainly in much better shape because of it. But give people some perspective on how many yards your swimmers are putting in when you get into really the thick of the more difficult practices.
Well, this might surprise you, Paul, but we're really not doing a lot more yards than when you swam.
I feel better now.
But we're doing them, the yards we're doing with a lot greater intensity. And that's the key today. It's more the quality than the quantity. So we're doing a lot of really fast stuff in practice, more so than just swimming up and down the pool. And the other emphasis that we're seeing today is the strength training in the weight room. And if you look at the top swimmers nationally, internationally, at the highest levels, men and women, I mean, they are just beasts in the weight room. I know, for example, guys like Cale Dressel, who most people know about, or Katie Ledecky on the girls' side. They spend as much time today in their strength training programs in the weight room as they do in the pool, especially the guys. So it's so we've increased that. So I would say the art. I mean, typically we still do. I'm trying to think. Last night we did maybe 6,000 yards. 6,000 yards for the uninitiated would be. There's 40 laps to 1,000. So that's 240 laps, and a lot of it done at pretty fast speed. So, and it takes about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours to do it. So, to be a successful swimmer, you have to really be committed and dedicated.
One of those was certainly Christy Kowal, who went on to win an Olympic silver medal.
Right.
Could you tell right away that she was going to be something special?
Not right away, quite honestly. I mean, when she came out as, I don't know, 6 or 7 year old, or maybe 8 year old in the age group program, she was very average. But as the years went on, she got in the junior high, especially in the senior high, and grew to be 6 feet and had a prototypical swimming body, with the long legs. And she was trim, and she had really good technique, really good mechanics. And there again, I thank the people that were coaching her at the younger age, because when she came to us, she had really good mechanics. And quite honestly, she won. I mean, she was a silver medalist in the 200-meter breaststroke in Sydney in 2000. But when she was young, breaststroke was her worst stroke. She swam backstroke, butterfly, and freestyle mostly. And that's why we emphasize to all the kids that, try to be proficient in everything, be an individual medley swimmer. And because you never know what you're going to end up. And sometimes kids plateau or they'll get stale in one event. And if they have a larger toolbox, we can put them in other events. So.
Last thing, everyone knows you for swimming. What do you like to do outside of this sport in your free time? What do you like to do for fun?
For fun? I don't know if we want to go there. No, just kidding. I have two vices. One is, I don't know if you know, I do a lot of painting. And not painting walls and houses. I paint watercolor paintings and take classes once a week. And as a matter of fact, I've sold a number of works and so forth. So I do that. And I also like to play with ponies. So my TV in the afternoons are usually on TVG, which is a horse racing channel. And I have my little iPad that I can place my bets. So that's. But I like to read, I like to keep busy. And I'm active in a lot of organizations, especially like the Berks County Sports Hall of Fame and things like that. So I keep myself pretty active.
Well, I appreciate your time and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, Paul.